Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to irae. We shall continue this lovely story. A beat of the heart, a shiver of the soul, his consciousness, after a lifelong slumber, had been pulled back from the edge of unreality. He might have been having a dream. I don't know where waiting came from. He might have been having a dream. Upon further consideration, he realized he could never feel and fully comprehend reality. The very concept had felt befuddled to him from the day he was born. He could not understand it very well, and so he decided there was little meaning in trying. Any concept, simple or complex, was governed by and obeyed constant laws. If there were those that tripped, there had to be those that gave them the shove. Yet mulling over the loss that the fall itself might have incurred was beyond pointless. One should rather concentrate on standing up as soon as possible. And, of course, it would be ludicrous to carry on as if nothing had happened after such an action had been successfully performed. One would have to make sure no one could ever give them another shove. In short, the process required a sort of super compensation. One had to make sure those that shoved them regretted their choice, as otherwise the situation would never change for the better. And that was precisely why it came to pass that he awoke. One could call it a crisis prevention system, an automatic defense, a preliminary interception device. Well, the details of it mattered little. It was a part of the mechanism of most things to include structures that would invariably protect themselves. Human bodies possessed white blood cells, a legion of champions who would protect and pursue any external threat. And it wasn't the brain that commanded them. It was the jurisdiction of the heart to control the warriors that had been dissolved in the bloodstream. Indeed, the heart, its rhythmic melody reverberated all across the space. The hell that gave home to millions trembled at the very notion of his awakening. It received permission from the brain, the supreme commander, although words should have mattered little between the two. The heart was involuntarily muscle. As such, it required no one's permission to function as it saw fit. It would race fast when ordered to stop, or come to a halt when required to be faster. It all depended on the right conditions. Such was the nature of this cogwheel. Only two irrevocable laws governing it could dictate its actions. In short, what transpired then was merely the brain talking to itself. It would have been foolish to try and address a part of oneself that possessed no ability to listen or obey one's commands. But was it really true in this case? Any concept, simple or complex, was governed by and obeyed constant laws. The heart might have been an involuntary muscle, but it could also never work against its host. If a cog had been designed to suit one's purpose, it could only do so as long as the two were bound by the same laws. As such, the excitement of the brain could take the form of a placebo and affect the heart. Thus, permission from the Lord only enhanced the workings of the intricate mechanism that sustained his power. Then it was your fate to be consumed by this Velta, to dwell amongst its walls for an eternity. And with that whirl of inexplicable sensations, Lisa Brenner opened her eyes. She raised her face to the familiar side of her room. Apparently she rose to sleep before she knew it. What was wrong with her? All her body, from the top of her head to the tip of her toes, seemed to have grown incredibly heavy. She felt like she had some sort of nightmare, but as her consciousness grew clear, her memories of the dream dispersed. No matter how hard she tried, she could not remember a thing. Lisa did not try to fight the overwhelming lethargy, leaving the upper half of her body prone on the table. And truth to be told, it would have been a pain to try and do anything else. This was not necessarily the indolent type, but at the same time, there were currently no matters urging her on, and so she had no reason to refuse slumber's sweet embrace. For a moment she felt like a haggard mother that pulled an all-nighter, worrying over a delinquent daughter. Well, kind of makes sense. For Lisa, it was a new experience, a first during the dozen or so years she spent with the child. She remembered reading and singing lullabies to her when she was little, and how she became a loyal conversational partner when she grew older. The two lived as friends, as sisters even. Although, while no one else would be able to tell, Ira was actually quite prone to bursts of anger and sulking. Something Lisa labored long ahead to learn, and hard to learn to soothe. And why wouldn't she? After all, the girl was the first child Lisa got the chance to raise all the way to relative adulthood. Almost adulthood. And Ira about to leave the nest, Lisa felt oddly anxious, not knowing what to do with herself now that she was left alone. Neither could she remember what she would have done in the past. Therefore, that's a Christmas song.
O Tannenbaum,
O Tannenbaum,
be rising deine Blätter.
The song of the Holy Night poured forth from her lips quite naturally.
O Tannenbaum,
O Tannenbaum,
du kannst mir sehr gefallen.
Okay, that's gefallen, not some gefallen. And about that, I'm pretty sure I'm correct here.
Wir hat schon zur Weihnachtszeit.
Isn't she German? Shouldn't she pronounce that correctly?
Nein, wohin die mich erfreut. O Tannenbaum, du kannst mir sehr gefallen.
Okay, that's definitely not gefallen. Come on. Whatever. Lisa remembered singing this song both last year and the year before. She was not particularly confident in her singing voice, so she spent quite a bit of time practicing beforehand.
Ich wünsche dir viel Glück für dein neues Lebensziel.
May you find happiness in the coming year. They celebrated her birthday with stock lines like that. Unfortunately, it did not seem like Lisa would be able to give her the same land this year. In the end, she instead uttered it to herself like an apology. Yare does it. Feeling stupid, Lisa finally straightened her back and leaned against the chair with a self-depreciating smile on her lips. Save for her, there was completely void of people. Despite that, she nonetheless took care to look elegant as she carried out the action, even she felt the whole display somewhat vain. Her hypocritical nature appeared to seep into even the most menial of actions. At this point, she could very well make it to the Guinness World Record. I'm not sure about that record, but whatever. After all, everything about her position was positively ludicrous.
すごいな、私。涙なんか出てる。
Lisa's shoulders trembled as she laughed, her voice resembling a wail. Her body felt heavy, almost like it was the time of the month. But it had been years since those stuff. What was going on? Seriously, what on earth was going on? She would never give birth to any children, nor did she wish to. It was neither stomachache nor anemia. It must have been her imagination, but she felt something touching her chest from inside. Impossible! It felt almost like she had truly become a real mother. Well, as if her child had been craving to see her. A ludicrous, impossible notion. She knew that. Lisa turned her head to face the ceiling and closed her eyes, laughing through tears. And in that moment, a knock on the door reverberated across the room, followed by a voice laden with worry.
Lisa, 私ですが、今、よろしいですか?
Did he hear her? Lisa jumped from the chair, wiping her tears off and straightening her posture.
ごめんなさい。ちょっと待って。
She had no idea what the priest wanted, but this intrusion plunged her back to reality with such abruptness she needed a few moments to collect herself. Taking a few deep breaths to calm herself, she evened her voice and finally gave permission for the man to enter.
どうぞ。
失礼。
The doorknob turned, and the tall priest, his countenance as friendly and soothing as voice, entered the room. Still, there had been something odd about his behavior today.
ああ、お構いなく。どうぞ気にせずかけてください。別にどうもなっていませんよ。
His eloquence remained unchanged, and his complexion was as pale as before, yet the moment he entered the room, Lisa noticed a peculiar smell lingering about him.
あなた、もしかして酔ってるの？
ええ、まあそうですね。ほんの多少ではありますが。ともかく、こんな夜だ。よければご一緒にと思いましてね。
He placed a bottle of wine and 2 glasses on the table and sat down facing Lisa, whose stupor had yet to fully dissipate.
ご心配なく、別に新手の悪ふざけをしているわけではないですよ。他意は何もありません。さあ。
Lisa stared at her glass as Trifa filled it with wine.
飲まないのですか？
ああ、そうね。じゃあ、いただこうかしら。
In all honesty, she had no idea what she should make of the situation, but it caused her no discomfort. If anything, her own melancholic mood, in part, made her welcome the drink.
どういう風の吹き回しか知らないけど、そうね。私も言われてみれば、飲みたいような気分だわ。
Yes! I'm kinda with you because I have next 4 days at work. And, yeah. 4 times 12? Ridiculous.
あなたと差し向かいでやるのは初めてだけど、まあそんな日もあるか。
Pour some for me as well, man. Their glass met with cordial clank. The two decided against coming up with a toast. After all, it would be bear no meaning and had the potential to remind them of something that would dispel the presently magical mood. The two took their time in emptying their glasses, leisurely drinking about half of their contents. One could call their style elegant, another labeled it the crypt ritual of old geezers. The air of the room had been filled with both the soreness and sweetness of longevity. And with that, Trifa made light conversation.
あなたとこうして二人で飲むのは初めてでしたかね？
ええ、多分そう。記憶にないわね。いつもは。
Normally, Rhea would be with them, but Lisa swallowed her words unfinished.
だってあなた、私と二人きりになるのを避けてたでしょ？それくらい、わかってるんだから。
いや、確かに、それを否定はできませんが、私としては、あなたが望んでいないだろうと考えたからですよ。
嫌われてると思ってた？
ええ。 違うのですか？
違うわね。大嫌い。
Lisa gave Triva a coquettish look, which he answered with an understanding smile.
機会があれば捕まえて、7日7番でも絡んでやりたかったわよ。3日3晩くらいじゃ全然足りない。ほんと。あなたには昔からいろいろ言葉にできないくらいいじめられたような気がするし。
それは不徳の致すところですね。
でも、
In retrospect,
私のそばを離れなかったのは、考えてみれば、あなただけか。
true. Old habits die hard. At the same time was true for their messy relationship.
友達と、そう呼べるような相手は、残らず私を見切っていったわ。まあ、
Oops. It's like people who were forthright in their convictions, be they objectively good or evil, and at the same time she coveted and envied their strong spirit. For she herself was warped beyond help. She merely idolized what she did not and could not possess.
察するに、ザミエル教ですか？
ええ。彼女のああいうところ、私はそう嫌いじゃないのよ。だけど、向こうにしたら腹立たしくてしょうがないのでしょうけどね。
That is actually the case. The two were simply too different to share common ground. Their honest feelings notwithstanding, they could not help slowly but positively getting under each other's skin. Hence, in the end, it was a lot easier for Lisa to see eye to eye with Valeria Trifa, for he had been the most warped of them all. Not to imply that she could genuinely understand him.
それで思い出したのだけど、最後に私と二人で飲んだのは、ベアトリスだったわね。
これはまた。
He must have imagined the scene, for Trista's lips curled into a wry smile.
あの方もあれでなかなか厳格でしたからね。
融通が利かないのよ。そういうところ、誰かさんとそっくり。
It must have been the result of being a knight. The two seemed nothing alike at first glance, yet near comically similar regarding certain other issues. Indeed, Lisa had to admit she would not have been able to keep up with the two, her feelings of respect notwithstanding.
50年くらい前かしらね。バカじゃないですか、あなたは。腐った根性が映るんで近寄らないでくださいって。そんな風に言われたわよ。それからずっと口も聞いてくれなくて、ようやく話してくれたのは11年前。その時、お酒はなかったけれど。
一体何を話したのですか？
内緒よ。ただ、50年前の続きだったわね。私、あれからずっと考えましたけど、やっぱりあなたのことを軽蔑しますって。なんなのあの子は。40年も間を置いていきなりそんな。こっちがびっくりしちゃうわよ。まるで、その時言っておかないと後悔するみたいな。きっと分かっていたんでしょうね。自分の未来を。
いつの間にか私への嫌味ですか？
ええ、言ったでしょ。3日3晩くらいじゃ足りないって。
キルヒアイゼン教は自業自得と思いますがね。しかし。
Tora took a sip with a murmur of indignation, and without a moment's hesitation pointed out a certain fact that had been lurking within Lisa's previous words.
それは正直初耳だ。つまるところキルヒアイゼン教はあなたしか知らない何かを知ったということでしょう。彼女の愚行はそこに原因があったとでも
Lisa made no answer, and instead emptied her remainder of her glass, her eyes fixed on the priests. And after a short pause,
言ったでしょ。内緒よ。
not changing her expression in the slightest, she left her glass on the table, allowing Trifa to refill it.
いくら飲ませたって、 秘密は秘密よ。
ええ、わかっていますよ。私も言ったでしょう。体はない。
Yep, you did. Despite his words, the priest's eyes betrayed no hint of a smile. Lisa ruffled her hair and let out a sigh.
なんだかゲシュタポに尋問されてるみたいだわ。
ああ、懐かしいですね。そういうこともありました。あなたと初めてお会いしたのはその時で。
ええ。それから皮肉くらいちゃんと理解してほしいわね。虚しくなってくるじゃない。
いやいや、無論わかっていますよ。私とこうして向かい合うのが視覚的にゲシュタポじみていると。それはすなわちあなたにとって。
ねえ、バレリア。
Lisa interrupted Trifa, seemingly afraid to hear the rest. Instead, as if implying it was now her turn, she addressed him with a question of her own. Trifa's odd behavior, and her own abrupt emotional turmoil tonight. She could not help feeling there was a single reason that unified them all.
この前言っていたのは、どういうこと？
はて、私は何か言いましたかね？
あなたの望む道が閉ざされたって。
Those were indeed his words from the night the third swastika opened. Still having no idea what that was supposed to mean, Lisa couldn't help but inquire further.
一応、あなたの望みが何なのか、私は分かっているつもりなのよ。それがダメになったということは、つまり連座で私たち全員も失敗するはずなのに、黄金連星はむしろ鉄壁になると言ったわね。それじゃ意味がわからないし、理屈が全然通らない。いいえ、というより、わかりすぎて理解できない。
Rebellion. His failure meant Lisa's and the others' success. In short,
正気なの。
it was impossible to put the notion into words, even if viewed as the behavior of someone else. The very concept had been so incomprehensible to Lisa that her tongue refused to obey. A sane mind would never conceive such a notion. After all, it meant.
あなたは、私が正気などという贅沢なものを持っているとでも思ったのですか？
That she had misjudged the priest from the very beginning.
私は救いなど求めない。私は永遠に罪人だ。罪を帳消しにする魔法などいりませんよ。ただいつまでも血で血を洗い続けるだけだ。こういうのを俗にマッチポンプというのでしょうね。まあ、あなたに理解はできないでしょうが、そういう道もあるということ。
でも、それは諦めたんでしょ？
さて、実際どうですかね。ただ、諦めるだの諦めないだの、そんな一言で片付けられるものではありません。
It's getting more and more interesting here, right?
私は単に、いや、これはいつの間にやら私が尋問されていますね。あなたもなかなか怖い人だ、リザ。
よく言うわよ。
Although there was a vague hint of rational in his words, Lisa failed to fully comprehend the logic of Teresa's being. The priest's monologue merely filled her with a sense of ominous foreboding. The man had a penchant for self-destruction, but as fate had it, he tended to swallow others in his whirlwind of misery, and in the end only he who stood in the center would escape unscathed.
私は、エレオノーレやベアトリスみたいに、放火の下を走ったわけじゃないけれど、なんだか背筋が寒いわね。あなたとこうして話していると、嫌な予感しかしてこない。ねえ、バレリア。私の望みは、叶うと思う。
それはいずれわかりますよ。
And soon, Trevor emptied the remainder of his glass.
ただ、あまり買いかぶらないでいただきたい。私とて揺れることはあるし、わからないことも当然ある。 常に事態を俯瞰して、もろもろ残らず手のひらの上、などと、副首領閣下でもある前に、そんなことはありませんよ。私はつまらない男です。ただ、逃げたくはないと思っていますが。
The red wine trembled like blood in the glass. The bottle had already been emptied. The moment the two finished their drinks would mark the end of their little banquet. And Lisa could not help but feel terrified by that fact. She felt like a prisoner on death row awaiting her fateful hour.
故にあなたも逃げぬがよろしい。
Lisa could only stare at the red wine that now reminded her of the Last Supper.
これが私の生産杯。
Trifa finished his drink and crushed the glass in his face, letting the piece fall and dance in the air. Then he slowly stood up.
強制はしません。ですが、常に同輩から見切られてきた女に母が務まるとは思えぬし、これ以上は人間性の浪費だ。私はテレジアを愛している。結局、それを不動のものとして確信したかっただけなのですよ。
待って。
Lisa called out to the priest as he began to leave, but was unable to find the correct words. She had no idea what she wanted to say or ask. Or do. Still she wished to continue the converse with the man, if only for a little while longer. She had been inexplicably terrified by the prospect of being left alone.
答えを期待しない問いを投げれば、聞きたくもない答えが返ってくると思いなさい。そうしたときは沈黙するものですよ。そして深く自問する。あるいは、
He turned in the middle of his line and was about to leave Lisa when...
私。
The door opened and Rhea, the resident runway, returned.
レア。
Was that mere coincidence or a part of the priest's plan? Lisa could not tell, but there was one thing she understood with certainty. She could no longer run away. No matter how much she resisted, it was time for her to face her sins.
そう。懺悔も一つの選択ですよ。それに、なんだかんだと言いながら、カインを起こしているのも知っています。走ると決めているのなら、あとは方向性の問題だ。そこは。
Why did I click? With that, the priest passed Rhea and left the room. Yet before closing the door, he still uttered a final, nearly prayer-like sentence.
あなたに感謝を、テレジア。おかげで、ようやく目が覚めましたよ。
And the doors closed behind him. One person had left while another had entered. The number of people in the room did not change, yet the situation could not have been more different. And within it, after a momentary hesitation, Rhea's uncertain voice dispelled the heavy silence.
ねえ、私、あなたに聞きたいことがあるんだけど、教えてくれないかな、リザ。
What should she do? How was she supposed to treat the girl? At that moment, the true reason for her inexplicable sense of drowsiness finally dawned upon Lisa. In the end, the disappearance of the girl relieved her. Lisa relaxed and let the mask that had been covering her face for over a decade fall for the first time. She merely returned to her old self for a while. She had only been thrown off by the sudden change in herself. There was nothing surprising by itself. In short, the girl had been a burden to Lisa Brenner all along. Just like 6 years ago, she tried to look the other way, unable to face it. She was relieved by her disappearance, and she hoped the situation would sort itself out without her interference. Yet, they would never be to talk again. There would be no need for her to come up with answers or suffer condemnation and misery. She thought that it would be nice if everything came to an end without her having to take part in anything. And despite it all, she put on an act of mock suffering and internal turmoil.
なんて、傷。
Lisa could no longer contain tears from waking up in her eyes.
リザ？
Ra gave the woman a puzzled look, and considered the glass sitting lonely on the table. It had been the divine vessel of Lisa's crimes. Trifa told her to cease running, although he promised not to force her. What was she to do? Drink it or leave it like that? The wine in the glass, trembling crimson like festering blood, reflected Lisa's face, contorted in the conflict of bitter truth and sweet deception.
つまり、私の方針は簡単。
Well, let's get to know your plan, Kay, in the next episode, because I really need to have enough content prepared for the next few days. As I said, I'm spending 4 days at work, and it will be ridiculously exhausting. And yeah. So yeah, for now, hope you enjoyed it, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.